brown the ground beef. And we're going to saute that in the pan. And we're going to stir with the wooden spoon. And we're going to take the beef out, and then we're going to saute the onions, put the beef back in, and add our tomato and our spices. So I have my saucepan over here, my wooden spoon. We're going to turn this on to medium high. We want to warm that up. It should sizzle, so it's not that hot yet, but yeah, see the sizzle, you're hearing that? Now I'm breaking this up. I'm just doing this with my hand. If you don't want to do it with your hand, you could do it with the wooden spoon. I'm breaking it up into little pieces, and we're going to brown it. So we're going to get it all browned and broken up. We don't want big chunks. We want nice little pieces of it. I'm going to use my wooden spoon to help break it up. Stir that around. We're going to brown all these bits, break it up. So I'm going to continue adding until I've gotten in a whole pound. So we're doing 1 pound of ground beef with the wooden spoon and brown the ground beef, okay? And I got to break up all of those big bits. So that's going to take a while. So I'm going to have you guys come back when it's done, and we're going to take it out, and then I'm going to do the onions and add everything else. So that's going to continue to cook for a couple of minutes. I got to keep breaking it up and cook it till it's all brown. So come right back in a couple of minutes. Okay, so now it's been cooking for several minutes, and you can see it's browned nicely. You can see it's brown on the edge of the pan. It's cooked down, and it's in tiny little pieces. So now we're going to put it, I've got this bowl right here. We're going to take it out of our pot, put it into the bowl, and then we're going to use the same pot to saute our onions. So why do we do that? Because the pot, all those brown bits on the bottom, that's where all the flavor is. So we don't want to get a clean pot and use it. We want to use the same one. That way our onions will have the same flavor as the beef that we use. So we're going to warm this back up, medium. I'm going to add our tablespoon of olive oil. We're going to add the hot, and then we're going to saute our 2 onions, which I've already chopped. These were chopped, just a rough chop, not too small. And we're going to saute them. Now this pan is hot, so I can add them right away. So you can hear that sizzle. And we're going to, again, use this wooden spoon and stir them. And we're going to saute them until they're translucent. I mean, they're clear. Almost till they're a bit golden brown on the edges. And then we can add back in the beef. You got to keep stirring your onions. Open your cans. Get your stuff ready. Here we have our bay leaf, our rice. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of rice, and our tomato paste. We're going to use about half this can. So let's look at the can. Let's figure out how that measurement could be. There's 5 servings per container, and there's 2 tablespoons per serving. So that means 5 times 2. 5 times 2 equals 10. So there's 10 tablespoons per container. So we are going to use 5 tablespoons of tomato paste in our beef. So we've got our ground beef over here simmering with the onion and olive oil. We're going to add our 1/4 cup of rice, and we're going to add 2 cups of half a cup. We'll add 3/4 of a cup of rice. Now, why am I not giving you a specific amount? Rice usually needs double the volume of water to rice. So if I have a 1/4 cup of rice, double that would be a half cup. But I also have all this ground beef, and I have the tomato paste. The tomato paste is really thick. So I'm adding that extra 1/4 cup of water to help make this nice and smooth, all right? I don't want it too thick, because again, it's going to go back in the oven and cook when we're making it with our peppers or tomatoes. And so we got to make sure it's not super dry. When we use it for the dolmas, we're going to have to maybe cook it a little bit longer to thicken it. That way, we need it a little thicker for the grape leaves. So now I'm going to add the tomato paste. All right, so we're going to do 5 tablespoons of tomato paste. You see how thick that is? That's why I needed that extra 1/4 cup of water. All right, so we're going to stir this in. I'm going to do 4 more tablespoons of that. I'll do that off camera since I only have one hand. And I'm going to add our bay leaf. Bay leaf has a really great flavor, and we want to have that in there. So I'm going to add the bay leaf. And then we're going to add the tomato paste and stir it all together and let it simmer for a little while because we have to cook the rice. So I'm going to cover this so it doesn't all, the liquid doesn't evaporate too quickly, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, our rice has cooked into the ground beef with the tomato paste, and here you go. You guys can see this is what it looks like now. You see all the rice the rice has, sorry, what are they called? Individual rice has cooked. It's not really a kernel, that's a kernel of corn. Anyhow, sorry. Look at all the rice it's cooked in. You can see that the ground beef now looks more red. That's due to the tomato paste. And there's our bay leaf, which I'm going to take out, but I'm sure that has imparted a great flavor into this. And then I can use this to stuff our pepper and tomato, or use it for our dolmas. So that is done. We are working on our dolmas, or Koupepia, and here is our jar of grape leaves and our lemon, parchment paper, and here are the meat fillings. This is the leftover from the stuffed peppers and tomato. There's the regular meat filling that doesn't have chickpea, tomato, or raisins in it, and this is our colander. So what do we need to do? We're going to rinse off the brine that is on the leaves. So we're going to put our grape leaves in the colander and rinse those off. Luckily, they seem to be in bunches, so I just took out a bunch of them, and I'm going to rinse this now under cold water to get the brine off. These are our grape leaves, and this is what we're going to stuff. So we have these here. So we're going to start off with one, and we want to lay it out on the parchment paper. Okay, get it. Oh, this one tear? Or is that 2? Okay, so you want to spread this out, lay it flat. You can see that traditional shape of the grape leaf, and we're going to fill it with our filling. So the stem was already removed. In case it is there though, cut it out. So use your paring knife, you would cut off that stem bit. And then we're going to use, we want a tablespoon. This is a regular soup spoon, and that is about a tablespoon. So we are going to get about a tablespoon of the filling onto the leaf. You see how that's about the right size that we want? We want to shape it like a torpedo, a little torpedo of filling. And then what we're going to do is we're going to roll it up. So we're going to fold over the bottom. Okay, so that's sort of draped it over. We're going to fold up the sides, like making a letter. This is similar to how you make a burrito. And then you roll it up. And you want to roll it up tight. Okay, so we're going to roll that up nice and tight. And then we'll put that in a saucepan and cook them. So I'm going to do a whole bunch more. I'll do one more just to show you guys. Getting a nice big grape leaf. Lay it out properly and get it flat first. Okay, we're going to take a tablespoon of our filling. Again, this is the one that was left over from our stuffed peppers, stuffed tomatoes. So it has tomato, raisin, chickpeas in it. And that filling is different from the other one. The other one doesn't have the raisin chickpeas. Tomatoes, I'm gonna take a little bit out. That was a little too much. So we're gonna drape the grape leaf over it. And I wanna kind of crisscross that so there's no gap at the bottom. And then we're gonna fold over this side, fold over that side, and tightly roll it up. Very tight. All right, so there we go. Now I've got two. I'm gonna put these into a saucepan. I'm gonna make the rest, and then I'm gonna show you how to cook it. All right, so that took me a half hour to make all of those, to get all of those rolled up. And you can see there's actually 2 layers of them. I had so many that I could get 2 layers. Now before I'm gonna put the water in to cook them, I'm gonna put some lemon slices over them. And then I'm going to put a plate on top. The plate weighted down helps to keep the dolmas from unwrapping, actually. The weight of that helps keep them down while they're cooking. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with water now. I'm going to pour enough water in there that it will come to a boil and then simmer for 30 minutes. So that's going to take quite a while. So I need more water. I gotta completely submerge that plate, and then it will be done. So this is gonna sit here. I'll bring it to a boil. Okay, so you can see that there's plenty of water in there now. And I'm gonna put it on high. So it's on high, it's going to come to a boil, and then I am going to let it cook for 35 minutes. 30 to 35 minutes, we'll see. Okay, they've been boiling for 35 minutes. We'll remove the plate now. And look at the dolmas, they're done. So take out the lemon, and then we can take out the dolmas and serve them. So I don't want to mess them up by doing that, but let's see if I can get this one without messing up. Anyhow, I don't want to rip them apart with those tongs. So with 2 hands, I will gently remove them and plate them for you. These are our finished Koupepia, which is Cypriot for dolmas. So you may be familiar with the name dolmas. That's the Greek name for this, which is the grape leaves stuffed. And it's always good to sprinkle some fresh lemon juice on top. So we have our wedge of lemon. I'm going to squeeze that over the top of these beautiful Koupepias or dolmas and enjoy one right now. So too bad you guys aren't here with me. We could be enjoying this. So again, this is something traditional to Cyprus, the Koupepia, and it is our grape leaves stuffed with the minced meat and rice, and it looks absolutely divine. So I'm going to enjoy that, and I hope you've enjoyed watching how to make them. Okay, take care everybody, bye.